Okay, hello everyone. So we are from group 5. We want to present about language theory and automata final projects. And this is our group member. The first one will Jauh Saja Raulaya. And second, Agama Rikal Dani Randa. And then the last we have Edric Vedadi Atma. So for the project description, it will create a simple pacer to check the validity of Indonesian sentence structures. The recognized sentence structure is an active news sentence with the structures S, P, O, and K, and we have S, P, and K. The type of subjects are S, predicate P, objects O, and adverb K that are recognized are determined by each group with a total of 5 words each by building a token recognized using finite automata that recognize each word whether it falls into the S, P, O, or K group. Build a browser using pushdown automata that recognize whether the input sentence is valid based on the structure mentioned above using the recognize token created when I. Okay, for the S, P, O, and K. What that we use for subject S, predicate, object, and information K. S is dia, aku, kamu, or kami, mereka. And P is membeli, menjual, memakan, memasak, and melihat. And we have O. The object is mie, telur, ayam, kentang, and sayur. The last one is information or K. Di pasar, di sana, dengan hati-hati, dengan senang, di sekolah. Okay, so for the first one, I will explain about finite automata for the subject. For the example, we want to choose the line for mereka. It will key 0 will move to key 4 and then key 8 and then key 10, key 11, key 5 and the rest is will accept.
Okay, I will explain about finite automata for prediction. For example, we have a memiliki. For the step is from Q0, Q1, and Q3, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q5, and Q6. And then the final step is accept. It's always accept.
Okay, so I will explain about finite automata of the objects. For example, I will take the example is will kentang. Kentang will move from the key 0 to the key 4, key 9, and then key 12, then key 14, Q15, Q16, and the last one will accept in the final set.
And move to finite automata for information. For example, we have a di pasar, and then the first step is the Q0, and then Q1, and then Q2, and Q8, and Q9, Q10, Q11, Q12, and the final set is accept.
Okay, this is the CFG or the context-free grammar that we have. So we have this start as the initial state, and the structure that can be accepted by the program is SPOK, SPK, SPO, or SP. So here S is the subject, right? And then we already have subject as aku, kamu, kami, dia, and mereka. And for the predicate, we already have memakan, memasak, membeli, menjual, or melihat. And then for the object, we have sayur, telur, mie, kentang, and ayam, or it can be an empty string because we can have SPK or SP only. And then for K, we have di pasar, di sekolah, di sana, dengan senang, dengan hati-hati, or empty string as well because we can have only SPO and SP. This is for the CFG. And then this is the pushdown automata based on our CFG. So here, the first thing that the program will do is push a hashtag here. And then after that, push the start, which contains SP or SPK or SPO or SPOK. And then just pop push based on the state here. For instance, we have state SP, so S will be pop, and then it will change to mereka or dia, kami, and so on. And for P, it can be changed to melihat, menjual, and so on. And then after that, we will pop all of the elements, which is the terminal elements, right? Like dengan hati-hati, di sana, kentang, mie, from the predicate, object, or information. Because each sentence, it will be ended with predicate or information or object. So we just need to pop the elements there here, the terminal one, into an empty string so that it can be continued. And then after that, the stack will be only be the hashtag icon, right? So after we pop all of the items in the stack except the hashtag, we pop the hashtag to ensure that the structure is invalid. I mean, invalid condition. Valid. So I'm just gonna demonstrate a little bit of our program here. Okay, this one is the token recognizer. As you can see here, we already defined the subject, which we have dia, aku, kamu, or kami, and mereka. Here, dia will go to here, D to Q1, I to Q5, and then Q5 here, A to accept the final state. And then for aku, you can see from here, and then go to Q3, which is this, and then go to the U, and then the final step, which is accept. And then kamu or kami, it's the path is almost similar, but at the end just change U or I, because K, A, M is already the same, so we just need to change this one. And then we go to the predicate. This is our predicate for the token recognizer. We have membeli here, membeli, and then until the final step is set. And then menjual, you can go from here, ME, and then go here, and then go to G, which is Q7, and so on until the final state. And then memakan, also use this one, here, here, and then go to Q3, and go to over here until N, until the final state. And then for the token recognizer for object, we have this kind of code. We already defined mie, telur, ayam, kentang, and sayur. And so the initial state for the object can be S, T, M, K, and A, right? And then we just check the second character like this. And then it will go to the final state except for each word that we have. And then for the information token recognizer, we have di pasar, di sana, dengan hati-hati, dengan senang, and di sekolah. Here we use underscore for the space, because sometimes the program will recognize it as 5 words, not 4 words. So here we have underscore to represent the space for the information words. And then we have di pasar. So here we got di pasar, di sana, and di sekolah with the same, the first 3 letters, right? So we just go here, and then go to Q8, which is P and S, whether it's for pasar, di sana, or di sekolah. And yeah, it will go same as the dengan hati-hati and dengan senang. And then we have the parse sentence here. So as I mentioned before about the PDA, or push down automata of this program, we have this hashtag as our initial stack, so that we can prove that the structure is correct or not. And then for this one, it's just like a regular requirements for a sentence, that the sentence must start with a capital letter and end with the period. So yeah, as you can see from here, the token recognizer for subject, the first letter always be capital. So yeah, it will be recognized from there. And then this one, we will check if the words is less than 2, then it will not meet the requirements because we need at least 2 words for the subject and predicate. So it should just go to return a false. And then if the words is more than 2, then we can more or equal to 2, then we can go to here. This is the PDA. This one, if not stuck, if yeah, there will be a false if there is the unexpected extra words of the recognized structure. And then this one is the first one, which is we already have the sorry, this is the hashtag. Okay, after the hashtag, we check if it's in the FA subject or the token organizer of subject, and if it's correct, then it will uh, push the S, and then it will go to pop the S again, but the S here will go to the structure which we have here, empty, so that we can check the sentence structure, whether it's SP or SPO or SPOK, and so on. So here, the structure append here is just to check what kind of structure that the sentence has. And then, yeah, and if it's wrong, then it will print invalid subject for word, so it will inform us what word is the incorrect one, is the subject or the predicate or the object and so on. And then after the S is there, after we push the S, we can recognize S, and then we we push P if the next word is in the predicate token recognizer. So it will go same as subject, but with different data, with different words. And then it will go the same until the information, except that if we have P here, if the next word is object, then it will go to push in O. If the next word is K, then it will push in K. And if it's more than uh, more than 2 words but doesn't have O or K, it will be go to false region. And yeah, so on. And this is just until information. And then this one is to check whether the stack is already empty or not. So it will be empty if out of the previous or out of the subject predicate object and so on is already popped, right? And then if there's still hashtag icon here, then it means that something is wrong with the structure of the sentence. So it will be incomplete. And then, yeah, this one is from the structure that we have. As I mentioned before, we have a structure which contains SPOK, and then here from that structure we can determine what kind of structure that the Indonesian sentence has. For instance, if the structure has SPOK, then it is the SPOK Indonesian structure. If it's only have SPO, then it is SPO Indonesian structure, and so on. And if it's other than that, then it will be printed like this unexpected structure recognized. And then this is just the output or the output of the terminal that we have. Okay, let's just try to run the program here. Here, this is our program. And here we just need to input a sentence that we want to recognize or check with a capital letter at the start and with a period. So for instance, we have aku mau makan with period at the end. and just enter, and it will go like this. This is the output. So this is the output. It will recognize aku as the subject, memakan as the predicate, and me as the object. And then there is an information about the structure, what kind of structure, and it has SPO here. And the sentence structure is valid. And then we can try another sentence. Kami membeli, which is only SP. And here's the output. Kami as the subject, membeli as the predicate, and SP is an Indonesian structure, so the structure is valid. And then we try to turn up the thing. Let's say dia melihat ayam di period, and then we have this. Dia as the subject, melihat as the predicate, ayam as the object, and di sana as the information object. And this is SPOK Indonesian structure, so the structure is valid. And then we try to have mereka memasak because this one. And this sentence has mereka as the subject, memasak as the predicate, dengan senang as the information okay, and it has SPK Indonesian structure, which is valid. And then what about if the sentence is wrong? Let's say we have aku. It will return this output. Sentence must have at least a subject and a predicate because yeah, at least 2 words. We need at least 2 words to recognize what kind of structure. And then, for instance, if we have this, but with the wrong object, for instance, we have buah here, and then end with the period, we have this. As aku will recognize as subject, memakan will recognize as P, and invalid object or information buah after predicate. So it will not recognize as a sentence or a correct structure because we don't have buah as our data that we have for object. And then if, for instance, we have aku memakan makan cek aku sayur dikasih like this, which is wrong. You can have this. It will recognize aku as the subject, and then we'll have the output of invalid predicate sayur after subject because sayur is not a predicate. Yeah, I think that's all from our program. Okay. That's all from us. Thank you very much for your attention and have a nice day.